Hey, what's up everyone? It's Craig back again here with Big Bike BMX. Heading down to the local bike shop today. I've got my new bike in the box. It's a complete bike and I'm gonna have them help me put it together. There's a couple reasons for this and I want you guys to check this out. So most of you are thinking, why would you take your brand new complete bike to a bike shop? It really ain't that hard. Slap the wheel on, slap the handlebars, plug in the seat to the bike. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Be on your bike in like 10 minutes. Why are you wasting your day going down to a local bike shop? Well, here's the deal. There's a couple things going on with taking your bike to the local bike shop. One, some manufacturers like SE bikes actually say that you shall take your bike down to a local bike shop if you want to be able to be qualified for the warranty. Now, if you put it together in your garage and something goes wrong later and you contact SE and say, hey, I want to, activate my warranty because there's a problem here, they're going to say, cool, send us the receipt from your local bike shop that you got it put together there or whatever, proof that, they did it. You're not going to have that. So you're going to have problems right out of the gate with your warranty. Two, bikes come out of the box, things from the warehouse or from the assembly line come pretty damn tight. For example, the chain, right? You ever take a brand new bike out of the box and look at the chain? It's as tight as a friggin' guitar string. Is it gonna keep you from riding a bike? No, but you got to know how to at least do the work on your bike to lessen that tension so you can go out there and not have your chain break while you're riding because it's too damn tight. Same thing with the wheels. Yes, they come rideable, but you probably should take them in and get them checked out for truing and make sure there's no warps in your wheel sets and all kinds of other stuff, right? The third thing, in my opinion, is safety. If you don't have something that is going to be in good working order right out of the box, you're risking having a failure on your bike. That failure could end up causing you to get in an accident or to fall off your bike or whatever, right? Nobody wants to risk that. And lastly, involving your local bike shop, having them look your bike over before you take your initial run on your brand new steed is the right thing to do. It's a cool thing to do. It gets you involved with your local bike shop. And if you haven't been in there much, or if you haven't been in there in a while and you got this new bike, have a certified bike mechanic look it over. But this is kind of like, that initial moment when you take it out of the box and you want it put together. Let a bike mechanic do it. And if you got a really cool local bike shop, you get to hang out with them, ask questions. Maybe you can even be involved in the build. I don't know. That all depends on you, but it takes you getting down there and doing the legwork to get your bike into the shop. I'm at my local bike shop right now, and I've already talked to the owner, and this is something that we wanted to do with my new bike, and you guys are gonna see it. So we're gonna put together the Race Incorporated RA29B, that's right. Stay tuned, we got a lot of build action coming up, if you wanna call that. Yeah, get your bike into your local bike shop, involve them in your adventures and your builds as much as you can. If nothing else, head down there every now and then, just stop in and say hi, buy some tubes, get some grips, check out their pedals. And if they don't have that stuff, tell them that you want it. Tell them that you would love to have aftermarket parts for your BMX bike or your big bike or whatever you're riding if they don't carry them. The more you're involved with them, hopefully the more they'll be involved with what you're doing. Without further ado, let's get this bike out of the box. Let's get in this shop and build some bikes. All right, here we are, guys. We're inside the bike shop in Brentwood, California. Right there is Ron Lopez, one of the two owners. I'm gonna pan around here to the back real quick. As you can see, they've got it all, man. But what they also offer here is a full service bike shop, and Ron is their main mechanic. Ron, as you can see, is unpacking the bike, and we're gonna watch what he does while he's putting this bike together, you guys. So stay tuned, check out Ron. Here we go. Bike build, Race Incorporated 29B.
Bringing out the guns.
Big guns.
That's how she looks when they come out of the box.
Sweet. Ron's a ham, but he's also an extremely competent and experienced mechanic over the years.
I also have to calm down my 12-year-old brain at times.
That's right. He gets excited just like all of us when new bikes come in. So I was telling everyone, Ron, like one of the things that, you know, bringing a bike into a shop is, yeah, they come assembled pretty much, you know, probably like 75 to 85% assembled, but these bikes are torqued down super hard. Yeah, one of the things, you guys, if you check, Ron just greased up this seat post, the seat tube, because, you know, whenever you got moving parts and stuff, a little bit of grease is going to keep that thing from freezing up. It's also going to keep it from scratching up your seat post.
And your mechanic will be happy with you.
Right. And that's what you want to do. You want to have a happy mechanic.
Yeah.
Ron, what do you think are the most important things when someone brings in a new bike, or when you get a new bike and you're putting it together? Do you really have to tune these things up? Or, I mean,
Yes, machines assemble these, and so we find that chains are either too loose or too tight. Bolts are never torqued to spec. We don't per se use torque here, but a good feel on all these nuts is tremendous because they are just over tight or under tight. You can never count on one thing or another. Bolts on these cranks never come how they should be. A lot of cranks come off and fall off. So it's good to be aware of how things feel.
right.
It's not always by sight. You want to feel it. If you feel it, check it out. Or come down to the bike shop and ask me. I'll help you understand it.
They'll start getting in the parts, or, you know, getting in things that you may need for your bike. So it's a win-win for everyone.
That's an awesome point.
Yep.
That does help a lot.
Yep, yep.
Awesome.
So we're just gonna let Ron do his thing here, you guys. I'm gonna actually film this with some different angles so you guys see what he's doing, and I'll quit talking.
No kidding. American-Canadian collaboration. Oh, even better. We like the Canucks. Awesome. I must say, folks, this is a nice throwback to my childhood. Being 60-year-old, 59-year-old kook, racing was a big deal. It was an upgrade for us kids from Stingrays.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice to see these come back around again. All the nice gusts that you don't see on bikes, and very nice, very nice. This is very old school, very awesome. I wonder who's It's like Christmas every day.
Isn't it? It's the best day in the world is New Bike Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ron's been doing this quite some time. How long have you been a shop owner, Ron, and how long have you been in bikes altogether? Like,
I received my first paycheck in 1974 officially at Schwinn City Bicycles downtown Antioch, and I've seen every bit of these things evolve. These bicycles evolve from one or another. Didn't think freestyle would last for a minute. Boy, were we wrong.
were we wrong?
These are some of the things sometimes kids bring me and they go, "What's this for?"
Right.
Because their front wheel won't stay straight.
And that's the thing too, you get excited, you get a new bike, and then, you want to slap it together, but, if you don't put it together correctly.
Yeah, you have spacers to play with. You know,
Right.
pay attention to when it says 15, when it says 10. These two spacers. One doesn't fit in the hole very well, if you will. The other fits in there beautifully, takes up the space we need so the bike will roll perfect and steer correctly. So that means you can go to a thick axle if you ever need to.
Right. 20 mil
Sure.
dropouts on this bike, and it has the spacers here.
Unique in that these smaller spacers have O-rings on them to accept the bigger one to lock together, squeeze your fork, and a perfect installation procedure. It is beautiful. And then it's a nice tight fit. Nice tight fit. As you can see, that centers that wheel. It will just naturally center it as we tighten it.
Nice.
Something to pay attention to. This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Pretty cool bike, man. Yeah. Like the way it's turning out.
Good. Always good to lubricate your threads, people. Voila.
So from the manufacturer, they don't really, they come a little bit greased, right? But they don't really do it the justice that.
It's more like oil from the factory
Right.
building parts, but
Right.
grease is a good thing. All right. So like good examples. So if you take a photo like straight from the back of this bicycle, you will see one thing.
Let's
we
check it out.
correct a lot. That wheel is not quite in the center of this frame. Can't get a
Yeah,
finger
let's-
in, I can get a big finger in.
Let's see. Oh, right there.
Yes.
You measure that void
Yeah,
on either side.
yeah, if you will.
So we're a little
Just
wonky.
a little bit of skew. So that will will allow you a proper brake adjustment. If this isn't in the center, your brakes are never going to work as good as they can. Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
that's really important because a lot of people, they'll sit, especially me, I'll just use me as an example. I'll sit there and try to tune my brake calipers or my V-brakes, and it's really the wheel sets out.
Well, and that's one aspect. Here's another thing. When you're trying to center the wheel on the bicycle, don't loosen both your axle nuts. Loosen one and let the wheel, you can walk it forward, you can walk it backwards. We're almost perfect. But
Nice.
then we got to consider up here as well. So we got a teeny bit more we can play with, but the idea is it's quite noticeable. When things are in the center, your brakes will work so much better, your chain will track better, you'll just have a much smoother bicycle in your hands. All right, so we're internal here, but here's a little tip I will share with you guys. You 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock wheelie madmen. Lubricate this elbow. This little guy right here. Put lubricant in that elbow. Then also allow some of that to drip down the cable. I don't know if you can catch in that.
Oh yeah.
Nice. And then we come up here to the front before we install this puppy. You may have seen this from spy movies where they're dripping like some stuff down on a guy, killing him in bed.
So what's the purpose of this? What's the key on
The
this
key
hack?
is to have no friction or drag within the cable. That's usually what I do with a stock brake, is I can make them work really well like a hydraulic brake or anything else just by putting lubricant in this housing, because it will drag. It's one long piece.
I'll say this is a pretty important part too, right here, is your brake alignment. Because once you get that wheel lined up, it's all about fine tuning that rear brake.
Well, these brakes that are linear, when you're braking, it's wearing the pad to the bottom of the rim, right? Other brakes, like calipers that come this way, wear up the rim. That's good to know, because as you brake, things wear and they get worse and worse because your brake pads are either worn or they're starting to kind of walk themselves off of their path. Notice I'm directing it with my finger. So I put it straight up against the rim, and I can angle it all I want, but I want a nice flat surface. Then if I just rock that back as I'm tightening it, you leave about a millimeter or a card or a rubber band space, just a small amount. You can adjust it. See, if I loosen it, I can play with things. So the idea is to have that with a little bit of a gap. You want a nice curve, the brake pad curves.
There it is, towed in.
Yeah, and then you've got these anodized surfaces, which take a few moments to wear in. So don't go pre-sand them or anything like that, you know.
No, and then don't go out and do a wheelie the first time you roll the bike.
Or take it easy doing the wheelie.
Because you do got to burn in the pads, right?
A little bit of a break-in on the pads, a combination, but a lot of that has to do with the drag that's on these cables stock. If you lubricate them properly, you can pretty much get to a nice wheelie situation, especially if you're confident on your wheelies. You know, you're not just relying on the brake per se. You're feathering your brake because you've got a good balance. You know, the guy who does that is trying to force the wheelie. That guy's never going to have much success.
See, Ron knows about wheelies. He's talking about feathering those brakes
already.
already.
Oh, my word, yeah. Wheelies. Got all the dents in my back of my head to prove it. Yep, so these little guys, when we build a bike here, we get to the spokes right away so that you guys don't have to come back so quickly for service, even though we offer it for free. It's our courtesy to you.
I hope you guys heard that. Like I would guess most bike shops, if you purchase your bike there and they're assembling it, most bike shops, I would guess, like the bike shop here, they offer, you know, complimentary tune-ups.
So we keep it really simple, old school. Most bike shops don't offer that at all because they're not about anything free. The idea is small stores, we're all about service. What we don't want is bikes coming back for what we consider something mundane in service.
So yes,
so
you were saying
much better now that the spokes don't want to separate so easily.
Wow.
Get a nice tension on both sides because these are a perfect triangle.
Yeah.
They're not a triisosceles, if you will, like a road bike wheel where it's offside.
Does it cost me to say big words like that?
No, but I think I got to buy the beer now. I think that's why. More than 2 syllables in a bike shop, you got to buy the alcohol.
This is going to get expensive around here.
Advantage of both of the front and the rear because these are, again, pretty loose.
Wow.
So all it takes is one, and this is a bit more for the professional. Kids come to me all the time who buy these tools, and it looks a little bit out of true after they're done. We button them up. So I would say parktool.com has all of the info on that. So I'm paying attention to the kgfs of this spoke, which is kilograms of force. And there is a number wrapped around that. We won't get into that today. But the idea is quarter turns, or the key, not full turn. And truing the wheel at the same time, because now I've tensioned spokes, so look, the wheel needs a little bit of truing. You have a truing stand in your fork. So you can simply put a zip tie here if you want, or you can use your hitching thumb, since you can't hitchhike anymore. Who would? So as this goes away, you pick your first spoke. When it returns, you get an idea. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 spokes. So we want to have tension more in the middle than on the ends of this if we're going to do a rounding. But here we're just going to do a truing. Rounding is this way, the egg shape. Messy bench.
Hey. If it was clean, I would think you weren't doing anything all day.
That's funny. You know, these pinch bolts, you had to do one until they're both tight, loose, and that was tight. So just confirming that those are happy and tight. They are. Again, torque spec on a BMX bike is whatever the number is. You find go a little above that, because you guys are madmen. Corresponding color at the end of the cable housing, because it's just about the little thing.
It's all in the details, bud.
Yeah, that's right, baby. That little guy there. That little guy, a couple of tweaks, and then behind the cable housing we go. Nice, tight, ready to roll machine.
Wow.
And I'm pretty sure these pedals right here, that's somewhere where
Let's
it
see,
matches.
do they match up with some
Yeah, 1978,
yeah.
maybe 79.
There you go.
I'm not sure about that side, but that side for sure. I'm pretty sure that's what that is.
The bear trap pedal.
Grease again.
Yep.
Pedals, please. Just put a little grease on the threads because it's much better, and that's too wretched of a song to actually play.
Right.
Dennis DeYoung, Pound Sand. Sorry. Of course, I have this stand. You guys are usually working on your bikes at home upside down. So just take a moment. Don't be in such a hurry. It'll make tons of sense. But my wrench is this big. Yours is probably that big. They can both work. So I'll show you with your wrench, even though I have this. So come see me if you can't get them off. So if I take the 15 millimeter wrench, and look what I'm doing. I'm pedaling backwards, and I'm putting the pedal in. Okay, so you don't have to spend a whole bunch of effort. Then you just give it a good tension. Doesn't take much, okay? Now, if you want to take this pedal out real fast, put your pedal to the front of the bike. Put your wrench on here and push it to the back. You'll never get it wrong, and that's with your bike upright, not upside down. Just a little tip for you all to get pedals on and off. So left-hand pedal. You just pedal backwards, it'll go right in there. Use your back wheel as leverage. Left pedal, straight to the front of the bike. Wrench, to the back of the bike. Comes right off. And notice how I use my hand. This is rounded for a reason. Cup your hand.
And your wife, who's over here working hard, getting ready to open the shop, for letting me come down today. You guys, we were able to do this because of the grace of Ron and Kelly to allow me to come in here before opening hours and let me disrupt their day. But you know what? We got a lot of good information. We got a lot of good pro tips. And now you guys can see the importance of involving the right people to do the work. And if it's something you can do at home, that's great. And if you can't, just come down here and get your bike in the shop. That's right. Ron, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to ride this bad boy. And we are out. And there it is, you guys. You know, it didn't take that long. Yes, this video's been edited and stuff like that, but really, I'm just telling you, it was really about 25, 30 minutes. You know, having your mechanic take a look at it, it's a pretty solid thing to do. So, hope you guys enjoy the video. Drop some comments below. Let me know what you think about using your local bike shop or doing it yourself at home. Kind of want to hear what you guys think about that. And thank you again for showing up here at Big Bike BMX. I'm Etnies BMX Craig. This is the Complete Bike and Local Bike Shop episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.